Hi, Gustavo. This is feedback for your listening and speaking Sam. Well, initially, remember that this is not a virtual room, what you are designing. These are self access learning materials. Maybe when you have the collection of these links, you can organize a virtual room. So the plan is that you call here this one listening and speaking Sam 1 because in the near future you may have more similar self access learning materials. Regarding the presentation, it would be interesting if one could see would be the identification of this self-access learning material as you are doing here, presenting in a way the objectives and presenting in a way the profile. What I do not see here is the authoring, and that's an important issue because you are designing and you have to actually say that. Unfortunately, the way that you stated the objectives and the language that you use is not clear, and we have lots of mistakes there. Identify main ideas from the context. What does it exactly mean? So, and the logical order, certain words about what. So, probably identifying words and main ideas regarding what was the topic? Therapy or something like that. There is a language problem here. Language problem here, I guess. Language problem here, I guess. So be careful with the language. Definitely, we have to be very, very careful with the language because people will watch our material, and of course our students will use it and they will learn from here. When you say improving the listening skills, well, whatever they do is to whatever we send students is to improve their language skills, but we have to tell them what will they learn, how to identify specific, how do you identify the general and specific information. So look for the sub skills, and this is what exactly you have to tell them. Promote reflection about the topic. Well, let's say that this is yes and no. This is a very general let's say skill. Remember the Bloom's taxonomy, so you can actually send your students to that. In these kind of activities where students cannot actually move, drag, so it would be interesting that you tell them, hey, copy the following words on your notebook and then do the match, because so far students won't be able to understand. From here you have not tell them what will be the topic, so it's a little bit kind of confusing for the students if they don't know what they will be working on. So it would be interesting even if we're starting with the activity. Okay, you will listen in something regarding therapy. What do you know about therapy? When do people receive therapy? Something like that. So in that way students will actually know. I'm not certain if you selected these words because they will be part of the listening of the audios that they will listening to. So it would be interesting to tell them, hey, concentrate on the meaning of these words because later on you will be using them in the listening. I like the navigation you did it. Probably you couldn't include a button, but what you're doing, it's correct. When I saw this, I got confused. How can these things help people who are depressed? And I said, oh, what's the topic? Therapy is depression. And I was even thinking, wow, would it be a good topic for students, for teenagers? Remember that this is a very sensitive point, and I'm not certain to what extent showing and throwing the topic to students in this way will be pertinent. This is an interesting idea, telling students, please use your portfolio. That's something that you can actually tell them here at the beginning. Materials needed, your portfolio. So students will actually know that they will actually use the portfolio for the activity. Well, they go to the two activities. Well, interesting, but I don't think it is actually related to the topic. I mean, the question if they liked British or American English, well, doesn't support the development of listening. What you were supposed to do here is, okay, listen to this American and British version, listen to the one that you want to hear. I probably think that you're giving them options to choose, but some questions regarding the listening would have been better and actually developed the skill and fulfill the objectives. Suddenly, they are sent to this listening comprehension activity that again leaves the students with no, let's say, foundation on what to listen. The language, I guess, is difficult, sure, if they don't understand. Initially, I was hip hop and I was even wondering what hip hop is. Suddenly, I realized that is the music. But hey, if it was difficult for me, I cannot imagine how difficult it would be for students. These kind of questions would have been interesting for the pre-listening activity, like giving students some general information about the topic, and so like giving them some background information. So I would move this activity as part of the pre-listening activities. When you mention contact, yeah, we see you, but we just wonder what for. What should we contact you for? So interesting if you tell them, hey, please post here your comments, especially because one of the objectives is calling them to reflect. So probably what you wanted to have here is your students' reflection. By the way, this about us is not telling us. I don't know if you can actually change this about us. Again, we go to what during listening, while listening. I don't know the position of this. Seems that there is a problem in navigation. So I don't know. Please check after while. Problems with the referencing. Remember that we are using the APA style, so everything has to be cited. Regarding your rubric, we can see the objectives. There is a problem with the instructions. Let's say that is a motivating activity because the students like music and they actually want to know how music actually helps. There is not much input. You are not giving them strategies to listen better. Certain problems with the choice of procedures. There is no evaluation or feedback or progression, not correct citation. I would say that is attractive. You are using videos, you are trying to use the features the tool is offering you. So that's why I give you this marking. So you are showing me that you use in a simple way the tool, but we have some problems with that. And problems with the language. So final grade 3.3. Okay?